About the only smart guy that I know, bro. Nobody knows shit about boxing.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah,
Be careful what you wish for because it can become a reality.
yeah. The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so I wanted to make this video because I feel like this video is a video worth making. It's a video that people can revisit later on, and I think this video will have some replay value. So let's talk about it. You guys know I've covered Naoya Inoue on this channel about as much as anybody here in America, if not more than anybody here in America, for longer than anybody here in America, in the USA. So, you know, it's been crazy to see how popular he's gotten over the years, and really and truthfully, looking at what happened this past weekend in New York. You know, he was in New York City to accept his award for Fighter of the Year from the Boxing Writers Association of America, and while he was doing that, he decided to stop on by the Top Rank card and watch his fellow, you know, potential future opponent, Bruce Carrington, as he had a fight on the card. And look, let's just cut the BS. Let's cut the nonsense, guys. We know this fight's gonna happen at some point. Anybody who can read between the lines, anybody who has half of a brain that's honest with themselves, this is Inoue versus Shushu Carrington is gonna be a fight that happens. Now, the question isn't if it happens. The question is rather when it happens. And that's what this video is about. When will it be exactly the right time for Top Rank, Bob Arum, and the fine folks there to put the Brooklynite in the ring with the fighting pride of the whole of Japan, Naoya Inoue? Now, I don't got my computer in front of me. I don't got notes. So this is straight off memory. I know Bruce Carrington, he's highly regarded by a lot of people in boxing. A lot of people like watching him fight. He's a fun, dynamic fighter to watch. But he doesn't even have 15 fights yet. I'm going to say he has somewhere between 12 and 13 fights. So there's still more experience, more development that needs to be had, especially when you talk about sticking him in there with the fighter of Inoue's caliber. Shushu has not fought anybody that you could remotely say is a top 5 guy in his own weight class, let alone quite possibly the best fighter in the sport. So I don't think he's fighting Inoue this year. And truth be told, I think even if he fought him next year, I still think that fight would be too early. Shushu needs to get a belt because Inoue only fights guys with belts. You know, he's in a power position, being who he is in the sport. He's in a power position to dictate what it is and who he wants to fight and when he wants to fight him. And generally speaking, Inoue is not a guy that rests on his laurels, and that's one thing I respect about him is he fights opponents that have something to bring to the table, such as a belt or just being high level themselves. You know, so he's not gonna fight no cans. That's one thing he's shown us in his career. Inoue doesn't fight cans. If he has any say so in the matter, he fights the best he possibly can at that moment in time. So Shushu is not the best at featherweight right now. He has a chance to be one of the best at featherweight, maybe the best one day if he continues to get better and develop. But the way I see it is this: okay, he needs to definitely fight someone in the top 5 this year. So whether it's when I think of guys in the top 5 of any of the sanctioning bodies, I'm thinking something along the lines of, like, you know, Ruben Villa. I'm thinking about Robeisy Ramirez. These are the kind of fights I feel Shushu needs to take, and ultimately he needs to win in order to take those steps towards getting an Inoue fight. Now let's briefly break that down as that dog crossed the street. Hope that dog don't die. Don't run that dog over. But let's break those fights down, because Ruben Villa, we know what he is. Southpaw, high level boxer, not a lot of power, but knows how to win fights just outboxing you and outclassing you, as Bernardo Lopez, how it worked out when he fought Ruben Villa, you know. And Ruben Villa doesn't get a lot of credit, but I think you know, seeing Shushu have to work that kind of style out would be good for his development. And I think Shushu having a fight, you know, a guy that can box that level, is going to take him to the next level. And if he can win that fight and win it impressively, which is going to be no small task, because Ruben Villa is very experienced and he's a very good technical fighter. If he can do that, then that takes him a step forward, you know? And then Robesi's a guy that's been champion. Robesi was a guy that once upon a time, he was linked to get an Inoue fight. He was one of the front runners to get an Inoue fight. And we know that he has since lost his belt to one Luis Venado Lopez. So, not Venado Lopez, Rafael Espinoza. He's lost to Espinoza. So, beating a former champion, an Olympian, a gold medalist, that would go well for Shushu, right? And then, if he can beat either one of those two guys in the next year and a half, then you fight for the world title. So you could fight either Espinoza, or you could fight Venado Lopez, who is the IBF champion, but Venado's fighting Angelo Leo, which, you know, he may not have that belt, so he might have to fight Angelo Leo. We don't know. We'll see how everything shakes out. This division is so good, and there's so much depth, and things are always changing. You know, look at Raymond Ford. Raymond Ford was champion. Now it's Nick Ball. You still got Komatov in the mix. Top Rank has him as well. Maybe they do a fight with Komatov and Shushu. So there's a whole slew of and truckload of fighters I feel he should be fighting before really and truthfully the matchmakers consider putting him in Inoue, because at the end of the day, like, I know Shushu isn't as young as people think. He's like 27, I think, 26, 27, which isn't like extremely young for a prospect. It's not young at all, actually. It's normally supposed to be a fighter's physical prime. So they may rush Shushu, but really and truthfully, I still think he needs some development. And I do think that if he fights this calendar year or even next calendar year, I think with him, they're putting that young man in a potential like Fernando Vargas situation where it's just too much too soon. Now, obviously, I know Shushu. I know what kind of person he is. I know what kind of man he is. He's a high character guy. He's gonna want to take the fight. He's a true fighter, and I know he really believes he could beat Inoue deep down, as any fighter should. But he really believes it more than a lot of fighters I've talked to about the situation, about that potential fight. But I just think, look, this is why you have a team. This is why you have promoters. You gotta have people around you that can rein you in and get you the right fight at the right time to, you know, give you the best chance to win that fight. And look, don't get it twisted. When that fight happens, I'm telling you, you know, because they're gonna probably fight at the Garden, right? Shushu has a good fan base in New York. Inoue is, you know, one of the biggest stars in boxing. You put those two things together, you got a great promotion, you got a great event. It's gonna be one of the biggest fights below 135 in boxing. It's going to be one of the best events in whatever year it happens, whether it's next year or 2026. Whenever those two fight, mark my words, it'll be one of the biggest events in boxing, because that's the kind of personality Shushu has. That's the kind of star Inoue is, and it's just going to be amazing. But I would like to see Shushu get the right fights at the right time to develop, to give himself the best chance to win, you know, and we'll see, because Inoue, great fighter, he got a lot of skill. Got a lot of toughness, got a lot of tenacity, a lot of great things we could say about the monster, as I've done many times here before. But this is another weight class for him. It'll be his 5th division, because he fought at 108, 115, 118, 122. So yeah, he'll be trying to become champion in his 5th weight class, and more than likely try to become undisputed in his 3rd weight class. So it's bigger guys. But it's not just bigger guys, by the way. It's bigger guys with skill too. So it's really interesting, and I just wanted to kind of get my thoughts there on this. I think the ideal time for this fight would be the summer of 2026, summer or spring of 2026, which would more than likely mean that Shushu probably gets anywhere from 2 to 4 more fights, and then he can fight Inoue. But that's what I think. I want to know what you guys think. How far do you think Bruce Carrington is from a Naoya Inoue fight? Do you even think it matters? Like, because I know people are going to say it doesn't even matter. He's going to lose no matter what. But what do you guys think? You know, I'm big into fighter development and giving guys the best chance to win and things like that. So I'm always thinking, that's how I always think about boxing. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from being it. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. I'm at the Boxing Hall of Fame out here in Canterbury, New York. And for more great boxing content just like this video, make sure you click and subscribe right over here.